Hi, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Senior Living Today. Today, I'm joined by Springfield Masonic Community President Tony Berardi. Tony, thanks so much for joining us again.
Good morning, Alexandria. Nice to see you again.
It's always great having you on with us. So today, we're going to talk a little bit about some of the myths surrounding senior living and moving into a senior living community. One of the things I want to start with is by talking about the myth of I'm not sick enough to move into assisted living, or I'm not sick enough to move to a senior living community yet. What do you tell people when they say that to you and kind of address that issue?
This is actually one of my favorite myths to bust because people have this notion in their head that moving to a senior living community or coming to assisted living, that you have to be ill or you have to have something wrong with you to need to come, when that's so far from the truth. You move to an assisted living or you move to a senior retirement community when you're able to fully take advantage of all the things they have to offer. We spend a lot of time and energy and resources on building a campus around the lifestyle of residents and making sure there's opportunities for them to enjoy themselves and do the things they like, or find new hobbies, or find things that they never experienced in life because they were never exposed to them. And that's really the benefit of coming to a singularly focused community like Springfield Masonic. So when I talk to families or residents and they say that I'm not sick enough or my mom and dad aren't quite at that point, I tell them you want to come when you can come, not when you have to come. You want it to be your choice. Choose to come and participate. Choose to come and find a new way to express yourself and a new way of joy and a new way of living.
So there's actually other care levels other than just assisted living. So you could come here for independent living where you don't actually need care yet.
Absolutely. So independent living is just like it sounds. You're independent. You're still able and expected to do everything for yourself. Can we offset some of the things that no one wants to do? Absolutely. We'll take care of the yard work. We'll take care of the maintenance. We'll take care of all those fun things. We have an on-campus restaurant, so if you don't want to cook, you can go eat. And all those parts are part of what you pay for, and then you can experience all the things that we offer. So the activities, the trips, the lifestyle, the socialization, the physical activities, like it's summertime, so we'll be firing up the bocce court and the shuffleboard, and we have a pickleball court. So there's all kinds of different things that you can partake in if you want.
And then you also have that continuum of care behind you if things change with your health and you do need to transition into an assisted living if you need some help, or skilled nursing, or even memory care.
Exactly. So, the myth of I'm not sick enough, sometimes that has nothing to do with being sick. I'm coming up in age and things are sore on me when I wake up. So in 20 years, things will probably be even sorer when I wake up. And, assisted living is a great place to just kind of offset those things. So you don't lose any part of your life. We're actually just there to enhance those parts and help you when you need help. We're not going to take care of everything for you unless you need it, but the safety and security of knowing that there's somebody there that if there's something you do need, if you are sick one day or you've come down with something or you've injured yourself or had a really bad pickleball accident, then the staff will be there to help take care of you until you're back up on your feet.
Yeah, so you already have a plan in place and you're already ready in case something were to happen.
Exactly.
So let's get to our second myth. How do you answer a potential community member when they say, I'll only live here a few years, right?
Well, so we hear that a few times when people come in and they talk about moving into the villas. And they're like, well, I'll only be here for a short period of time because I'm going to need assisted living. Well, no one knows that. Some people have a pretty good indication if maybe they've been having some physical decline, or maybe it's a loss of a loved one and they are just going through some depression and things like that. So they notice some changes in their life. But what they find is when they come to a community like Springfield Masonic and there's peers and there's others who are going through very similar situations, they find more peace, and they find more peace of mind. And then there's some relief in the safety and security of knowing that there's people here that care and that there's people here that can help take care of things that were bothering them outside. And they may find that those little subtle changes in their life and those little safety nets actually will help them live a more fuller, better life.
Absolutely. So another myth that we hear regularly, long-term care insurance is only for nursing homes. Is that correct?
So that is not always correct. So I'm going to answer that way simply because it all depends on how your policy is written. So what I suggest is that you bring in your long-term care insurance policy, and you can talk to any one of our sales reps, whether it be Brian or Poetry or even myself, and we can go through the policy and explain to you how it works. A lot of policies are written with an assisted living and a home health care rider. So there's things that are a maximum spend, which they tell you how much money they're going to spend total for the life of the policy. And then they talk about how they're going to spend it. Some of them will spend 70% of the maximum daily amount for home health. Some of them will spend 100% for home health. Some of them will spend a certain percentage on assisted living. All of them will pay in the case that you get to the point where you need a nursing home. But depending on your policy, they have different riders that will actually pay for lesser levels of care to help you stay more independent longer.
So it really does depend on the individual policy.
It absolutely
it's
depends
worth
on the
talking
policy.
with the sales team or the appropriate person at the community that you're looking to move into.
Yep, and we can help you not only understand where it pays, but how much it pays and how long it pays.
All right, we're to our last myth of the day, particularly related to the Ohio Masonic Home. Some people say that the Ohio Masonic Home and Springfield Masonic Community are only for Masons. Is that correct? Can you touch on that a little bit?
It is correct that is now a myth. For a very long time, that is the truth. We only accepted Masons at the Masonic Home for over 100 years. But we did make that change over 25 years ago, and we are open to the community at large. The advantage of being the Ohio Masonic Home is that the tenets of our business are based on all the tenets of Masonry, and we spread those tenets out to the rest of the world. We take the values and the virtues of Masonry, and we employ them in how we run our business and how we operate our campuses, and we allow anybody, Masonic or not, to partake in those and take advantage of what we have to offer.
Well, thank you so much for joining me today, Tony, and busting some
pleasure.
of these myths with me. I think everyone learned a lot, and it was a fun interview. For everyone else, we will be back again in 2 weeks with another episode. Go ahead and like and subscribe to the podcast if you haven't already, and you can find us anywhere you listen to podcasts. We'll be back in 2 weeks. Thank you.